It feels like it's only just begun. But the truth of the matter is, Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 7 is actually almost over. With Season 8 on the horizon, we thought we'd try to look into the future. And we've actually designed our very own ideas for how we think Season 8 could end up looking. But before we get into any of that, remember to like and subscribe. Because if you don't, the next Fortnite event will put the game straight back into a black hole. Okay, you subscribed. Cool. With that done, let's get into the video. Number 10. Theme: The Undead Revenge. Halloween is just around the corner, so we think the theme of the next season should have something to do with horror. With the alien season coming to an end, it's likely that the alien ship hovering over Fortnite Island is probably going to crash in some way. Considering that they've already abducted the 0 Point, we think that this could have some pretty catastrophic results for the island. The Undead Revenge season would see the molten core of the alien ship get all mixed up with the 0 Point, causing a mass load of radiation that rips through the very dimensions of the multiverse. This energy caused by this interdimensional schism would bring about the Undead Revenge, where zombies rise up from the dead to take their vengeance on the living. Zombies and aliens always go hand in hand, with numerous instances in pop culture of alien viruses causing zombie outbreaks. It would be pretty cool if we could see something similar in Fortnite Battle Royale, because it would end up bringing a whole bunch of new possibilities to the world of Fortnite. Number 9. The Sideways. It's already been leaked by data miners and insiders alike that a strange new mechanic will be coming to the island, the Sideways. We don't know much about this mechanic so far, only that players will be able to enter portals to get there. In our version of Season 8, the Sideways is a mysterious alternative version of the Fortnite map, completely infested by the undead. The 0 Point crashing back into the map is what has opened up these rifts through the Sideways, and it looks a lot like the Upside Down from Stranger Things. The biggest unique mechanic about the Sideways is that it's a much more condensed version of the Fortnite map. Moving a meter in the Sideways can make you move twice as far in the normal Fortnite world, meaning you'll be able to traverse a lot faster while in the Sideways. There would also be a lot of undead chasing you though, so it might not be wise to stay there for too long. Number 8. New central location, the Molten Point. Location the starship went down, its core is now leaking energy into the surrounding water. As with every Fortnite season in Chapter 2, the center of the island will have changed again. And this time, that central area will host the ruined remains of the spaceship's engines and the 0 Point. This new area will be named the Molten Point because the engines have basically melted into the 0 Point. The area will be a low-gravity zone, just like the abduction areas. But staying there for too long would slowly corrupt your character, making them take damage over time. This should stop people from only staying in the center of the map, while also making going there a risk-reward due to the better loot that would be found there. The energy of the Molten Point would flow through the waters around the central part of the map, and over the course of the season, that energy would end up traveling across the entire map. If you go into the water, you'll get an effect similar to consuming a hop flopper, allowing you to jump higher and further. Number 7. New Traversial, Spirit Streams. One of the things that made Chapter 1 so fun to play was all the interesting movement options that we've had toward the end of the chapter. Well, Chapter 2 hasn't really had the benefit of really good movement options on the map. So we would like to suggest that Epic Games would actually bring the slipstream mechanic from Chapter 1 in the next season, with a bit of a difference. To make the slipstream fit in the spooky theme of our Chapter 2 Season 8, we would turn them into Spirit Streams. This would work pretty similarly to slipstreams, only they would be big growths of purple stone with glowing runes engraved into them. Instead of air, they would shoot spirits that you can surf on between each of them. The Spirit Stream system would connect the streamy stacks to Pleasant Park and Corny Complex, allowing you to quickly surf to each of them. Number 6. Raw Meat Throwable. If you've got zombies on Fortnite Island, then I'd like to take a page out of Warzone's zombie event. We think that a great addition to the loot pool would be a nasty piece of raw meat. If you threw this raw meat at an enemy and managed to hit them, then a horde of zombies would start running after them. Any zombies in the area would be attracted to the enemy player that you hit for a set amount of time, going as far as even destroying their builds to try and get to them. This is the sort of item that definitely shouldn't be in any sort of competitive mode, because it would honestly end up being pretty strong. But it would also be pretty cool. Just imagine, you land the perfect hit on someone by perfectly throwing the raw meat. And then, out of nowhere, a horde of zombies swarms your opponent to stop them from being able to react to you. You just need to be a little bit more careful though, because when the raw meat effects wears off, those zombies are still gonna be hungry. Number 5. The Ectomobile. If you're going for a horror-themed season as we described so far, then who do you think we're gonna call? Well, it's the Ghostbusters, of course. Last year for Halloween, Epic Games gave us a bunch of Ghostbusters cosmetics. But this year, we think they'll go one step further and actually bring the iconic Ecto-1 vehicle to Fortnite Island. For those of you that don't know, the Ecto-1 is basically a modified hearse that the Ghostbusters used to get from location to location in the famous movie franchise. It would be the perfect vehicle to show up on the island as part of a spooky Halloween season, and with a brand new Ghostbusters movie about to come out this year. Chapter 2 Season 8 really would be the perfect time to do a crossover. There really wouldn't be anything special about the Ecto-1 other than its crossover status, but it would be awesome all the same. Number 4. New Mythic, the Rift Cannon. With every new season that comes to Chapter 2, we get some brand new mythics, and the mythic that we'd like to introduce in the upcoming season is called the Rift Cannon. And it's all to do with the brand new sideways mechanics that will be arriving on the island. This Rift Cannon would allow you to launch a spear of molten point energy, and when it collides with something, it would open up a temporary sideways portal. On the one hand, this would be a useful weapon to have because of its ability to give you access to the sideways, but it would also have some impressive offensive elements too. If the energy ball that you launch manages to hit a player, then that player would take some damage and be warped straight into the sideways. Only, they'll also have the rotten meat debuff applied to them. This means that any zombies in the sideways would immediately be attracted to your enemy. And there are a whole lot of zombies in the sideways. Number 3. New vehicle, Zombie Bus. If you want to protect yourself from the hordes of the undead who are on the island, then you're going to want to jump into the new Zombie Bus vehicle. This vehicle can be found on the island as a school bus, and there won't be anything special about it at first sight. It will be big and yellow, just like any other school bus in America. But unlike a normal school bus, this vehicle will use a special set of attachments that can be found across the island. Much like the chunky tires that can be put onto cars at the moment, you'll be able to find spikes and corrugated iron across the island. The corrugated iron will be applied to the windows of your bus, giving it enhanced defenses against zombies and enemy players alike. After attaching the iron, your bus will have much more health than usual. Alternatively, by placing the spikes on the bus, it will be able to deal more damage to zombies and enemy players. Spikes will come out of the wheels of your tires like a Roman chariot, allowing you to ram into enemies with the spikes to eliminate them in an instant. Number 2. New NPCs, the Corrupted. A new, hostile type of NPC would enter the island as part of our horror-themed Season 8, and this NPC would be called the Corrupted. After being exposed to the energy of the molten point, the NPCs that are on the island would slowly become corrupted, with some of them slowly becoming hostile. Each game will be different, with different NPCs succumbing to the corruption of the molten point. You will be able to tell which NPCs have been corrupted by the purple glow in their eyes and the runes floating off their body, making them kind of look like a little bit from Raz from Chapter 2, Season 6. If you manage to defeat these corrupted NPCs, you'll get a mythic corrupted weapon, which will basically just be a gold version of whatever weapon they were using in the fight, and they'll do more damage than the weapon usually would. Number 1. Kevin returns. An explosion of Rift energy cracks Kevolution energy and puts half of it into the sideways, allowing Kevin the Cube to return through the breach. Okay, we're dipping back into the leaks again here, but of course, in our spooky Season 8, Kevin the Cube will be returning. It's been leaked time and time again that Kevin is on his way back to Fortnite Island, and he even did show up briefly in the Ariana Grande concert. But now, in Chapter 8, he'll be back for good. When the alien ship crashed into the island and released the energy of the molten point, the energy opened a huge rift at the steamy stacks, bringing Kevolution energy home to Kevin the Cube. In this new cube-based POI, we would see cube corruption, just like we saw on the floating island in Chapter 1. Parts of the landscape would slowly transform into purple cube-like structures. There would also be more zombies here than anywhere else on the map, as they flood through the permanent sideways portal there. As the season progresses, Kevin would once again start making his way around the island. Only this time, his sights would be set on the molten point in the center of the map. And who knows what would happen when he gets there. Okay, these were 10 ideas that we think would make Fortnite Season 8 be absolutely awesome. Would you like our ideas to become a Fortnite reality? Are there any ideas that you have for a future season? Let me know down in the comments. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell if you want to see more videos just like this.